Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Coach Christal. Listen, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, first of all. If you're just joining us, you are about to have the backstage invitation that most people wish they had. People are always asking me questions like, how did you get into this? How do you live such a full life? How do you balance life and work? What do you do? Who do you hang out with? And right now, you're going to get a sneak peek into the Essential Eight. Now, if you have a copy of Steps and Stories, 30 Days of Growth with Grace, you've opened the front cover and you've read the dedication. And not only are they just names, I'm going to introduce you to the names, the faces, the legends that are my Essential Eight this evening. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Steps and Stages platform and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. We want to welcome you the same way that we open each and every one of our events with our mantra that just says a lot of things happen before this. And I guarantee a lot of things are going to happen after this, but I promise to be here with you now. Please be here with me now. Your presence in this moment not only makes it real and valuable for all of us, but you get to be a part of my family tonight. There are people who may know some of the names and faces that are going to come on this screen, but at the same time, they might not know the backstory of how they intersect with the Christal verse, as we call it. Now, if you don't have your copy of Steps and Stories, 30 Days of Growth with Grace, I also want to just let you know that you can jump over to crystalbrown.com, grab your copy. If it comes through our website, it does come to you autographed by the author. That would be me. And there's a place inside of this devotional that you can do the work of transformation along with me. So without any further ado, we're going to bring the Essential Eight out to the Steps and Stages Wisdom Wednesday family. Please help me welcome Cherie Johnson, Lenita Willis, Curtisa Farrow, Sanithia, aka Janelle Tice, Camille Jones, Alicia Hassan, Stephanie Stevens, and Tequila Evans, who it's her birthday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
So tonight, y'all, we're gonna dive in, right? So tonight, y'all, we're gonna dive in, right? So I don't really have any secrets. You know that most of my life is up for grabs. Most of my life is up for grabs, up for teaching, up for learning. We have a little bit of an echo. We have a little bit of an echo. We can fix that. Do you hear me twice? Do you hear me twice? There only needs to be one of me tonight. Okay. There we go. So here we go. We're going to dive in. Most people find it hard to believe, right? Like some of us have been friends since kindergarten. And when we tell people that, we used to think it was normal until we realized there are people who don't have friends right now, much less like didn't have friends that they carried with them through each stage of life. And I'll just be really frank and say, right, that in the beginning, when we first kind of like separated in high school and went to college, I actually didn't make any new friends because I was like, I'm full. I'm good. Like I was just people would be like, hey, I was like, no, I got 8 friends. I'm good. I mean, my card is full. It took me to probably about 3 years ago to make day 2s. Right? I got day 1s. Now I got some day 2s. Right. But it took me a while because I've always, y'all also know I was in an industry where I travel with people all the time and they kind of became family. So when y'all tell people or have told people that we've been friends so long, what's the reactions and responses that y'all get?
That we need to be on TV. Because they just don't believe it, right? It's unbelievable to them that one, women, and then two, for some Black women have been able to stay connected this long. Mm-hmm. And so they just think that the world should see it and the world should know about who we are and how we stay connected. So
I think it's fair. Who else?
The number one thing I hear is 8. How can 8 women stay friends that long? Like I can't even stay friends with 2 women that long, but 8, and they're like, are y'all really friends? Do y'all really get along? That's what I've heard the most.
I would say that I always hear the same thing. Like, there is no way that I'm friends with people that I even grew up with, and some people say that is a beautiful thing that 8 Black women, 9 Black women are still friends. And I always have to express to them, and it's not just a friendship, it's a sisterhood. We these ladies are my family. And I didn't come into the group with, growing up with y'all at a young age. I came in as a teenager in high school, and I was welcomed into the group with open arms. Like never before. I thought I had friends, but they really were not my friends. And I can seriously and genuinely say, all of you all are truly my friends. And that's a blessing to me.
Yeah.
I was just telling someone today what I was going to participate in. And I was like, well, we've all been friends since like kindergarten. They were like, you are so blessed. Like, that's the number one thing I hear. They were like, you're blessed, because same thing with you ladies. They just, I didn't even know that women have a hard time being friends with other women. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, they're struggling. Like, it's a struggle. And I'm just like, oh, so we're just blessed.
Right. So I didn't know that either, right? And so I often tell people when they ask the question, are y'all really close? I say, well, listen, and I say this publicly, people, if you've come to my live events, you've heard me say this. I have 8 amazing girlfriends. They're my essential 8. Some of them help me grow more, and some of them show me how much I've grown, right? Because we're a reflection of each other all the time. Right. Amongst these women, if you're just joining us, amongst these essential 8 are not only like trailblazers, we are mothers, we are aunts, we are sisters, we are community leaders, we are HR executives, we are business owners, we are logistics specialists, guidance counselors. Like this professional circuit right here runs the gamut. And so where many people might try to buy into something like a mastermind or some type of other organization to get this type of sisterhood and networking opportunity, like somehow we were blessed with it, and it was kind of socially engineered by the small town we were from. Mm-hmm. What else y'all got? Who else want to answer that one before we get a little deeper? What you got?
I think you guys have all said it. I mean, it's a surprise that, we have that many friends. We've been friends for that long. We talk, we see each other. We have our trips that we go on, and it's they're just surprised. Like, people can't make it out of a couple years, and then they, if we do that one trip to Miami, though, they always say if you go to Miami on a trip, you ain't coming back friends. So maybe we don't need to go to Miami.
We ain't going to Miami. We good. We good. We good.
We ain't going.
Right. So another thing, y'all, that I think is kind of surprising to people is the diverse interests that we have. Right. And I think as we've gotten older, I think what we've learned about each other is that our interests have changed. Right. And we've allowed each other to kind of grow and morph into different people. And also we find commonality that we didn't even know about each other. Right. So the curiosity, I think, continues to build our friendship because we get to keep growing and seeing each other as new people. What's your take on this? I mean, the trips are fun, too, but we cute. I think even in the trips, though, right, we've noticed whose skill set is best on the trips, right? So the logistics specialist, she's handling it, right? All I'm, I'll be like, I don't care. I have no qualms. I just show up. I don't know. I don't get right. I could be on safari with an outhouse and be having a great time. Right. That's not the timbre of the group. Okay.
So ideas now.
Right. So what have y'all noticed over the years?
Just like you said, the growth. We have been with each other with the ebbs and web, from the lowest to the highest, and being able to pick up, we all got things going on, but you just a phone call or a text message or a group message away. And I think that kind of still connect us. I mean, we can just send out random texts and somebody respond, and it's a conversation a come up or whatever. Did you know this or whatever? And we're listening ears. Mm-hmm. I feel like we can get honest answers. Mm-hmm. I mean, good, bad, or ugly. You hear it from one of y'all, and
It's a wrap. That's what it feels like.
I think for me, is it echo?
Yeah.
One thing I love is we go on trips. We genuinely have moments where we cry. We share intimate moments with one another. And it's nothing bad. It's we're releasing whatever it is that we need to release on the inside of us. And then when we leave, we cry some more because we do not want to leave each other. That is so genuine and heartfelt to me because that represents the trueness, the realness of our friendship. Mm-hmm. We never want to leave. And that's the hard part. On every single gathering when we get together, we're just like, oh my God, like, don't start crying, y'all don't. And when one person starts crying, it's a wrap. We all crying. And that means a lot to me. It does. That just really represents the realness of our friendship. And I love all of y'all. I do. I love y'all so much. I don't know what I would do without y'all. So, yeah.
I really I've loved seeing my freedom within the group. And so I'll just kind of talk a little bit about that. Like I think I've always just been who I am with all of you, but I've grown stronger in like my freedom with you all. I was telling somebody a couple of months ago that like this is my safe space and that you all can get me to do anything. And I do mean anything, like riding on a speedboat, looking at some alligators. Okay. No, I'm not doing that. But that I know that I'm safe. I know that at any point I'm going to be taken care of, or I'm going to take care of y'all. Like I never have a concern about my safety with you all. And it's just grown stronger. It's my freedom of who I am, of, either me cussing, y'all know I'm a cuss. But it's just that me being me and no judgment, no, it's just none of that. It's just like, that's Camille, that's Mill, that's KJ, that's just who I am. And I have my freedom with you all has grown so much stronger over the years. So
yeah, she's also a bucket of water. So she's usually the first one to start crying. Okay.
I also that over time, like you were saying, as everybody has grown into who they really are, it kind of let us know how to navigate through the group. It lets you know who you need to call for what. And logistically, yes, we're gonna call Stephanie, or for fashion advice, we'll call her. But now I know that Camille loves makeup too, and her and Lanita. So they'll try to get me together when I'm not together with the makeup. You should have this lip gloss, you should have that. If we have a kid struggling in school, we know we're gonna call Tequila to find out what we need to do for our kid. So I think that it's just, and if your hair messed up or you have some issues, you need to call me. Okay. So I just think it's a beautiful thing to just have, so many different like strengths in the group. And at the end of the day, we've all grown so much, but I just think it's a beautiful thing that everybody has something that they bring to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Alicia. We see you.
Sorry, it was a loud beep. Oh, hold on. I'm upstairs, Caleb.
And we got kids.
Sorry. Kid getting dropped off from soccer. Sorry. I was just go piggyback off of what Camille was saying, just about like how in our group is more like a safe zone, because as you all know, as Black women, meeting other people outside of us 9 and in adulthood at a totally different stage of your life. It wasn't elementary, it wasn't high school, it wasn't college, but in like this professional arena, not that you can't really be yourself, but when you meet somebody this late in life, it's a different person that you're introducing yourself as or whatever. So just like Camille was saying, y'all are the safe space. Like, it's never a question that's too dumb to ask, a topic that's too taboo or too, too off kilter to talk to you guys about. And a important part of our trips is, we are all very busy. We all work. We all have kids and family and husbands and blah, blah, blah. But when we get on those trips, we're just focused on each other. We spend time. We do the work. We have little workshops, obviously, that are led by Christal, where we can really get into the emotional side of, what we're all going through in our lives that we may not feel comfortable talking with newer friends or other people about, just because we know whatever it is, there will be no judgment. We get honest opinions, whether we want to hear it or not. We know the truth is going to come because we love each other. We want the best for each other. There's no judgment. There's no jealousy. There's nothing. And we've seen each other literally at every stage of our life. So we know each other. So who's better equipped to, talk to you or converse with you or help you figure out a problem than somebody that you basically consider family or sister, so that's what I cherish the most.
Yeah. I think you know part of it is we also know who not to call for stuff. So we don't call Alicia for technology. That's not her forte. But if you're going into surgery, you better call that one. Okay. But the thing is about, kind of growing together is there are people who we meet later in life and they can only give you advice based on who they know you to be at that moment. Right. So when I'm asking these women to give me a reflection of myself, they're not just thinking about who I am right now. I'm also trying to share with them who I'm trying to be, and they know where I came from. And so it's a different mode of like how we're going to have the conversation. Right. Because most people, regardless of how honest and vulnerable they think they want to be with their therapist, most people are lying to their therapist, and the therapist is treating the lie because the therapist doesn't have as much context, right? Because contextually, we don't necessarily share all of our parts. When I'm having a conversation with these women, I don't have to go back to the beginning. They already know the beginning, right? And so there's no way I can hide in that kind of panoramic view. And I really appreciate that about our friendship. And the fact that some of them, y'all, I mean, the thing about changing your circumstance and changing your circle is sometimes that we're trying to escape from something. But with this circle, I can't run away from who I used to be. Right. But I've been looking at them and listening to them for so long because they probably knew Coach Christal before I did. Right. And that part is what you really want in your circle. You want someone who's already seen it. So when you start doing it, they be like, oh, I mean, weren't you already doing it? Right. And I'm like, I'm about to do this thing. They're like, well, you've been doing that. What are we talking about? You going to charge people now? Okay, amen. Right. That part. Right. And that's hard. That's hard to sometimes hear because you're like, dang, why I didn't see it in myself. Right. Because self-love has to be a deeper reflection of the people who are around you. And some people never get to it. Where do y'all, I mean, and y'all, I know some of y'all are not really down with this idea. I'm just going to say it to the people. Maybe they might be on my side. So I think, in about 30 years, we're all going to live in a cul-de-sac and have one little old lady nurse that goes by and gives us all our medication so we can stay close by each other, because the women, a couple of us are married. Obviously, they're going to outlive their husbands. You know what I'm saying? So we need to be in a safe space. Right. So everybody doesn't agree with my little old lady cul-de-sac, but give me a few years to come. If y'all are in the comments, tell them it's a good idea. Next thought. Tanya the nurse gonna be coming around.
Who is Tanya?
You don't know about Tanya? Janelle, tell them about Tanya. Janelle, tell you later. She'll call you later.
I don't want no medicine.
I don't either, Camille. Just give me natural.
Okay. Well, if maybe you don't own no medicine, I'm just saying we could just share a little caregiver. Somebody might fall down.
The video, y'all remember the video that went viral with the ladies, the old ladies, where they was it was falling down, and we sent it out to the group. We was like, y'all, that's gonna be us.
Right, we need Tanya. That's why I think that's what made me come up with the idea. Yes, Kratisa. Did you have your hand up? Texas. It's too hot in Texas. Stephanie, you want to say something?
I'm not living in no cul-de-sac. That's it.
Boom.
Okay, what if we just call it an elite neighborhood?
I like an elite neighborhood.
Okay.
I just the
When I
cul-de-sac,
think about a
you already know
cul-de-sac, I
people
think
gonna
about the
ride
sister
around
wives.
in there. I don't want that.
I think about the sister wives too, Tequila.
Oh, okay. I wasn't thinking about that.
no.
I'm sorry. Okay, no sister wives. I'm sorry.
Ew.
Ew, right.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, we're in our 40s. Some of us are older than others. Tequila's birthday. She's the matriarch. She's the firstborn over there of the group. When we get together, I think we often forget how old we are. I'm just gonna say that, right? You know, because we get together and we think we're back in high school.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then it feels like we got that momentum, but then we can't really keep it up more than 24 hours.
Woo.
No, but I think that's part of our growth. I think that's part of our growth because I do feel like we did have it earlier on. We had it, okay? We were dropping it, doing all those things. Then we got to a point where we were starting to lose it, but we didn't realize it. Now we realize it. Well, we don't okay with going home and going to bed. We are very much, I'm ready when y'all are on the same accord. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready when you are, and we are ready. So we realize it and we accept it. And I'm okay with going home and going to bed after a good dinner.
We used to fight for that second day, and right now it feels like we take more time to get dressed than we actually stay out.
It's like hard that first day. We always just go hard that first day, and then the second day.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: we still haven't learned from that. That's the hilarious part. That is the hilarious part. I always look forward to. I already know everybody's gonna try and go hard first night. We've already said don't go hard. We're still gonna go hard. We said we can't do it. We're still gonna do it. And then the second day, we just like. Everybody sleep on the couch. Somebody sleep. It's just like, what are we doing?
Because we're so excited. We're so excited to get there and get the party started that we just can't help it.
I was talking to my brother, and he was looking at the pictures of, I think when we were in California, and my brother said, "Y'all still look like y'all in high school." He said, I said, "Yeah, we do." He said, "Sis, you still act like it when y'all together." I said, "We absolutely do." I mean, we cut up so bad. But you know, one piece is I do look for Tequila to like make sure we have coupons. So like that's a little different, right? So there's the growth. I'm like, okay, I'm looking what you got in your pocketbook. I know she got some coupons or something, you know. So we have changed and evolved in that sense, but I definitely act like I'm right back at Kinston High. Right back.
Yeah. So that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up, Camille. Let's go back, right? Kinston, right? We all grew up in a small town that's not necessarily known for great things right now. Used to be an all-American city when we were growing up, right? We were marching in parades, flag girls, you know, all kinds of things. We were, you know, excited about the childhood we were having, even if we didn't know we were excited. Of course, we had some rebellious moments. Y'all prayed. They like to say they prayed me out of a mess. I was a mess. Ain't nobody gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie about it. Right. But we had the kind of freedom to be in and out of each other's lives and homes in a way that people don't have now. And we felt safe. Right. So if we think about right now, if we were in Kinston or whatever, what do you think would be really different about our friendship?
Well, if we grew up now versus back then, it would be really different. Like you said, the freedom to go in and by the house. I mean, several of us. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, like you said, it wasn't nothing for us to just show up at somebody's house, and you go in and your mama know all your business, your mama know your mama, and felt comfortable if you was out of line, they could discipline you or say whatever they want to do, and it wouldn't be any consequences or anything because you were their child. So I think that was the difference. And you can call somebody and be like, hey, I'm on so and so house, and that was it. It wasn't no issues because we didn't have no cell phones. So when you left the house, I mean, you pretty much had to know everybody else's phone number, and it was that type of connection,
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, you said it. We grew up in a small town. There wasn't much to do, so we made our fun with each other.
We made some fun. Yep.
And I think those experiences is just genuine friendship. What were you about to say?
Well, I just think it's a disclaimer. I say this to my clients all the time. If you are a person who has intelligent children, especially right now, answer their questions, because if you don't, they will be just like us and they will go find the answer, and the answer is always not fun. And you ain't gonna hear about it till years later in therapy. So go on and just answer their questions. What else would be different, y'all? We probably would. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't even know if we would be friends.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like, I don't know that, because the way that the world is now, the way that Kinston is now, the way that social media is now, just, kind of talking about that, like, I do hear a lot like, oh, y'all so close because y'all ain't had nobody else. Well, we did have other people, but then I started to think like, but did I really? Like, I probably wasn't talking to nobody else. Like, I wasn't, calling and sitting on the phone and, talking. And I just wasn't doing that with other people. So yes, our circle is small because, Kinston is small, but this is all we had. I mean, we had band, but I don't, I look at the band program, it's slim. I look at, just from a high school perspective and just even the middle school, like I look at the programs that they have and they're not like what we used to have. So I don't know. Oh, Leisha.
I think we would still all be friends. And let me tell you my theory behind this, because as much as we want to say that we've kept our friendship together, a lot of us being together and developing these relationships with each other really came from our parents and the adults in our lives that put us in these circles together and did these community activities with us and kept us on the straight and narrow. Like communities, y'all know, Black communities, neighborhood communities, they are different now, especially once you start branching out to these bigger cities and you're living in these suburbs and all this and that. It's very different for our children now. But I think this day and age, if we were still in Kinston, if we still had those adults like Paula Melvin, Rich Berg, Miss Tice with the Gleaners, all those Jackie Brown, all our parents who made sure when somebody had a sleepover, everybody was there. When somebody wanted to have a party in the backyard, we were there. When we want to go to the bowling alley, we could do that. All this and that. Our parents helped us develop these friendships, and they had friendships that led by example. Like even my granny, they had what they call bosom buddies, and those are those friends that have been with them through the Jim Crow, through the thick and thin, through the up and down, and that's what we are to each other, just in a different generation.
Yeah.
And I just want to add to that. Good point, Alicia, because I didn't grow up in, I'm not from Kinston. I'm from a small town called Grifton, but I hung out in Kinston. I mean, I was born in Kinston, and I went to North Lenore. But what brought me to the group was the cotillion. again, the community, our parents. If I wasn't outgoing, I was cheering, my whole entire middle school and high school. That's how I met Stephanie. And then I met the other ones being a part of the AKA Cotillion Ball. It just brought us all together. And had I not had a mother that, sacrificed everything for me so that I could be outgoing, so that I can get the exposure, so I can meet different people that look like me, because my school was predominantly white, I believe that, I wouldn't have had this opportunity today to be a part of such a wonderful group of elite women. Mm-hmm. And so it's just the times are different now. And, I'm going to kill for y'all because I'm the one that, all right, I carried the weapon.
Lanita, they can hear it. This public.
Public. Sorry. No, well, I ride and die. I take that back. I ride and die for my girls.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
Like, so, sorry, but I'm trained to do things that people don't normally do. So, and I'm gonna do it for this group of girls. So that I'm just gonna end it with that.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you. Right. So I think y'all are hitting on something, right? Communities are different. And I think somebody brought up something earlier, like we hear from other people, other Black women, that it's hard to make friends, right? And I think you're right, Alicia, that we did see some great examples, but we also just saw women who took care of us. And so that kind of instilled in us to take care of each other. And care looks very different at different times in our lives, right? Especially for those of us who've, some of us who've gotten married, some of us who've had kids, some of us who've transitioned jobs, some of us who moved several times. Like all that looks very different when the needs arise. So if we could think about 20 years from now, right? I know Tequila just had a birthday. 20 years from now, where do you think we're going to be? What are we going to be doing with each other? Like, what's the thing? I know everybody's voting against my cul-de-sac. I'm over it, but you understand. By the time y'all get that Med Alert bracelet, you're going to be thinking about my cul-de-sac. I'll save some houses for you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to just buy the block. Don't even worry about it.
I think we'll still be traveling. I mean, 60 is still young. I think we'll still be together.
Where we going, Cherie? Go on and name it.
I don't know. It'll probably be cruises, but I don't know.
I like it. They're all inclusive. Majid, we are live. Husbands, Jesus. So unprofessional. Right. Okay. What else, y'all? We're going to be 65. What's going on? What are we doing? We're going on a cruise, all inclusive.
We might have some grandmas in the bunch by then.
Tequila, you can have that. Let's go on and get your award printed right now.
Well, lately Aubrey been having to deal with Addison, so she said she ain't want no children.
Great birth control.
Or just preparing to marry off our children. Well, not my child, but marry off children.
She got the youngest.
He'd be old enough.
No,
in 20 years.
Yeah, he would be, Steph.
He's gonna be in medical school. He
ain't got time. Don't be that mama, Stephanie. Don't be that mama.
That's what he said. He said he wanted it. So we putting it on the plan.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna be in medical school.
Because he know that right now. Ain't kidding. Okay.
At 6. He's in first grade.
Right. The logistics specialist, everybody. Okay. Okay. On a cruise, grandmas planning weddings. What else we got?
We still gonna look good too.
Get into it.
Okay. And if we need to have a conversation, we will, but we still gonna look good. Whatever we're doing, we're gonna be doing it with class and style, and we still gonna look good.
Yes, I agree.
We'll be talking about retirement.
Yes.
I will already be retired.
Hello.
Jeanette.
Okay.
What else?
We'll still be going hard that first day of the trip, and
then we're gonna be sitting on the couch. cuddled up with each other
Recovered.
under the cover.
Broke hips and all.
Bro.
What's wrong with you?
I pray not in 20 years. No broke
pray
hips.
not.
Oh, bro, look at this.
No
Oh
broke
my God.
hips. We
No
got to
broke
keep
hips. No
working. We got to keep doing our squats. We got to keep up. We have to keep it up. And I pray nobody has to have knee replacements, because then we're going to have to do a rotation of who coming to stay with who. But we just got to keep it up. We have to keep it up.
We done had that one kick scooter already. I'm trying not to do it.
We'll still be doing our favorite things too. We do our favorite things on our trip. We still do that. And our Secret Santa across the miles. Yeah.
Well,
which I need my name before Black Friday. Okay, I'm just throwing that in there.
Thank you, Tequila. I'm gonna get it sent out, and you didn't ever respond, but I'm gonna send it out.
I put a little heart on the thing. I liked it.
Okay, but just because you like it, that doesn't. Okay, sorry.
Okay, again, the group chat. So I just love this so much. I wanted to have this Essential 8 meeting podcast right on the 8th to share y'all with people, because oftentimes people don't really know who's in the background. And y'all have supported me in doing so many things over the years. Pageants, being a parent who's single, recitals, right? Like, y'all, I don't know if y'all have been to dance recitals, but these women would show up at dance recitals like it was a football game. So your girl has been supported for a long time in doing things that just weren't the norm. And I just wanted y'all here so I could publicly say thank you. I appreciate you. I love each and every one of you. I may not talk to each of you every day, every week, but I'm always on a listening tour, calling around, texting around at least once a month, like, what you doing? I'm always very interested in what my friends' day-to-day reality is like, because as we've gotten older, I've realized that our realities are very different. We face different things. We think about different things. We have just a different way of navigating the world. And to have each other as a sounding board for situations that come up. I had a situation a few years ago that came up with an assistant, and I had to call Camille and be like, what is the HR protocol on this? Do I need to write this down? Like, all the things, right, that help us outside of our personal and professional lives. So publicly, I want to say thank you for allowing me to grow up with you. And grow up in front of you, and to give me reflections of who I am and what I'm growing into. I don't know who I would be without you. Each and every one of you has done some carving and some finishing and some sculpting and some real polishing on my life. And without going any further into the next year of my life, which my born day is in 6 days, I want to be really just at your mercy to tell you thank you, to tell you I appreciate you, and let the world know that if you're looking at me, you're really seeing them. So anybody have anything they want to add? Alan, one of my clients, says he's been hearing about this group of friends for about a decade. What a blessing to see your faces and hear your voices. Thank you, Alan. It's such an honor to have you in our family as well. So if you're looking for a copy of Steps and Stories, 30 Days of Growth with Grace, we'll drop that link right below here. And when you read the intro, you will know who the Essential 8 are. Again, Cherie Johnson, Lanita Willis, Curtisa Farrow, Camille Jones, Alicia Hassan, Tequila Evans, Stephanie Stevens, and Sanithia, aka Janelle Tice, all the women who stand by me, behind me, around me, and keep me so lifted in all the things that I do. So love y'all. Hootie hoo! We'll see y'all next week. This is Wisdom Wednesdays, y'all, and we are out.